I'm Bev Adams. I'm an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up! This is the card that I'd like to show you today. It uses Tasty Trucks. My card base is Perfect Plum, 8.5 by 5.5, so it's a half a sheet of cardstock, scored at 4 1/4. I have a layer of Whisper White that's 5 by 3 3/4. A layer of the silver foil that's the same 5 by 3 3/4. I have a piece of Perfect Plum 2 3/4 by 4 1/4, and a piece of Whisper White that's 2.5 by 4. I'll also be using the Hexagon Dynamic folder, and my colors are Basic Gray, Perfect Plum, Crushed Curry, and Soft Sky. The first thing I want to do is emboss the silver foil in the Hexagon's Dynamic folder. So I'm just going to slide it in the folder. Now this is one of those really thick folders. Here's a standard folder just for comparison. Because it's so thick, you are going to use your platform. You do not use the thin die adapter, so you just use your platform and only one cutting plate. So I will run this through the Big Shot, and you get this wonderfully embossed silver foil. I think it looks most amazing with the foils. And we can go ahead and put this on the card base with adhesive of your choice. I'm going to use the green multi-purpose liquid glue. It gives a good stick, and it also gives me a little bit of wiggle space that I can move around if I don't have it positioned just right. I'm going to do some embossing, so I've got my stamping mat and a piece of paper, just scrap paper, bringing in my Whisper White and my Versamark ink and my embossing buddy. The embossing buddy takes away static and also keeps fingerprints from collecting the embossing powder. And I'm using that Tasty Trucks truck. And I'm going to just stamp this near the bottom. I know you can't see anything, but I'm bringing in the embossing powder, and the embossing powder sticks to the Versamark. Looks like I missed a little bit of the corner. That's okay. I'm going to be putting a flag there anyway, so it's just fine. Pouring all that extra back into the tub. I'm using Basic Gray ink to stamp the extra little details. I'm using the flags from that same stamp set. Stamp the flags up in the back corner. And just for fun, I am putting a cupcake under the tire here. And one cupcake in the middle of the window, and one on each side. And on the Whisper White, which will go on the inside, happy birthday, now where's the cake? And because I've got kind of an awful sense of humor, I'm going to put that squished cake here. So I'm using a sticky note, and I'm going to stamp the bottom half of the cupcake. Then I'm going to cover that up, and I'm going to stamp the squished top of the cupcake. I'm going to use my aqua painter and the inks from the stamp pad, so I'm just squeezing the stamp pad, and that puts the ink in the lid. And then I'm just going to color my cupcake bottom and all of these cupcake bottoms. Pulling up a little bit more paint, I want to color the little side lights here, the reflectors, and then I'm just going to clean I'm cleaning it just by squeezing and brushing on my scrap paper. Going to paint the truck to match my cardstock, so I'm squeezing that. Got my ink. And I'm going to paint the flags. Got a little extra water, so I'm just brushing off a little extra water. Now you could paint the stripes. I guess I'm going to try it that way this time. It won't show up a lot, and so you might just decide to put big swashes of color across. Because we've got it embossed, it holds the ink in the right place, and so it makes it harder to go outside the lines. And then a little bit lighter for my frosting. Oh, I need a little bit more than that. There we go. And I don't want to forget this one. And the little squished one on the inside. And I painted my van. I think I messed up the recording and hit pause when I wanted to hit record. I'm going to paint the windows with soft sky, and I do want this kind of just barely tinted. And the headlights. And I'm using basic gray for the wheels, and also for this little air conditioning unit up here at top. A little bit of a light wash on the bottom. Oh, that's darker than I planned. That's okay. And that's really just about all there is to it. I just need to put it all together, so I'm going to use the green glue to adhere the truck to this matte layer, this perfect plum layer, using some dimensionals. And I'm going to put that on the card front. And I am going to use a dry glue on the Whisper White because sometimes that shows through. And that's it. A quick and easy card. And what's better, you can get tasty trucks for free with a qualifying order. In the US, it's only $50 order, and you get this stamp set for free. I just wanted to show you this card, which is almost the same. Stampin' Up! Uses UPS to deliver the products to my home, and so I thought I would have this card because when the UPS man comes, I always get a smile. I use the copper instead of the silver foil and the copper embossing. I printed out the UPS logo and just glued it on. And the only other difference is I do not have the window part. If you want to have the van like this with no window, all you have to do is stamp on a sticky note and cut that out. Usually I cut those out pretty tight, but this one I want a little extra room around it. And put that on my stamp, ink it up, and then remove the sticky note so that this part doesn't get inked, and then stamp and do the card just the same way. If you would like the directions for this card, come on over to bevadams.com. You can print out your PDF, and with all the directions, I'll also have links to all the products for you. I hope this quick and easy card brings you a smile, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.